Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Nigerian Space TNS. Today we have joining us Esosa,
Hello,
Hey,
myself,
come.
and
how you
hi,
doing?
and we also have Constance joining in now as well. And we're expecting a couple of guest speakers as well, so you might see them just as it shuffles along. And today we are really going to talk about the NSARS movement, hashtag NSARS, hashtag NSARS now. And just like the topic for today, it's more than just a hashtag, like it really is. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, this is the first time ever that I've actually seen not just Nigerians, but Nigerian youth, the so-called lazy Nigerian youth, standing together in unity, no religious segregation. It's heartwarming. I was saying to Ife and Constant and Chooks in our group chat that wow, like wow, this might actually be history that we're living right now,
Right.
and I just hope they don't back down because backing down will actually show the let me not use the word I want to use these men and women in uniform
Mm.
for lack of words that they are untouchable. So this is one fight that Nigerians and the Nigerian cannot afford to lose, and it will probably spiral. I believe it will spiral other protests, other demands,
Mm.
speaking up and asking for accountability. But yeah, I'll just hand it over to Estosa, and then we'll let the conversation flow as is our style on TNS.
Right. No, I think there's something about just building momentum in general, right? It's like with anything that hits BBC
Mm-hmm.
or all the CNN, all the news stuff, it has to do with momentum. So you have to get to a point where you've built enough momentum where they can really pick it up, in the media and say, okay, this is worth looking into, this is worth sharing. And I think that there have been a number of maybe small scale protests in the past, but I've never seen anything like this before, where the world is watching. It's Nigerian youth. It's people from all different cultures, races, traditions, things like that. They're all popping up and they are showing up. So for me, it's really cool. And to just draw the parallels between the Black Lives Matter movement and the NSAS movement, to see that is kind of really exciting. Um, and I think I remember the last time I was on the show, I said something about like Nigerians not willing to die for Nigeria. And I'm starting to see that a lot of Nigerians are actually willing.
Willing to, yeah.
Honestly willing, which is exactly what we need. So I think let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep building. Let's keep that message going. You know what I mean? Because if you guys can do this, if this happens, oh my God, this is a portal into other things. It's gonna be a portal. It's gonna jumpstart other things that we really, really need in that country. So um, just keep the momentum going. That's what I think.
Even talking about the Black Lives Matter myself, I was really quite disappointed. I know like a lot of Nigerian celebrities or yeah, celebrities
You say, yeah, yeah, British.
really kind of broke my heart. Yes, now it really kind of really broke my heart just looking at it and thinking that okay, hold up, the Black Lives Matter movement, yeah, it concerned Black people across the world, but something so close to home. A lot of celebrities did not even lend a voice to the hashtag. Regular kind of Twitter influencers, Twitter users, people who actually use their platforms, but just regular Nigerian use. They were tagging, I think one of the first celebrities to respond was Cardi B. Someone tagged
Mm,
her and she was like, yo, what's happening in Nigeria? You know I love Nigeria.
right.
And it was when that momentum started to build that other people started to
Mm-hmm.
lend a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Even Burna Boy,
Mm-hmm.
to a certain extent, yeah, I get that he was doing stuff in the background, but the online protests, as we can see, actually works.
Because they are
You know that
ashamed.
Nigerian leaders are hypocrites. And just yeah, of course they are.
Yes,
Because
yes. How can a whole other
Nigerian leaders
celebrity
are
from another
hypocrites when
country?
the eyes of the world
You know? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think sometimes
like it's actually
Nigeria.
crazy. And yeah,
Yeah.
like I was saying, Burna Boy, I get that he was doing something in the background, but he should have still kept that momentum. He could have still kept that momentum online, gathered his followers, actually used his platform. Then when he revealed what he was doing behind the scenes, it would have meant more to the Nigerian youth. Now it's like, I like sit down.
Well, wait, I think the question is, what was he doing? What was he doing at the background? Is it the posters with the billboard? Because they made it look like he was sitting with Buhari having a conversation. He's doing something in the background.
I mean, I think a lot of them did something. Like I know that.
Billboard now. What do you mean?
No, he released a statement, right, about what he was actually doing. I think he set up a fund for some victims who were brutalized by the police. I think he released a statement maybe yesterday or so about what he was actually doing. But I'm like, you should have come out. Is it now that the people are pressuring you that you want to now release statements? Like, what does it have to get to this point where somebody is speaking?
I mean, so they're all human beings too. Sometimes when you don't get support that you want, it discourages you. I remember Sheun saying that he's not going to use his brand to start anything because the last time they did something, a lot of them went back to these politicians to get some money, to get positions. So he said if Nigerians are not ready on the street, he's not going to use his brand. But he kept talking. The same thing with Naira Marley. He started this on stuff too on his, and I heard that the IG had a meeting with him on the Instagram and his followers because he wanted to start that on Tuesday, and they stopped and people started dissing him. And I mean, everybody contributed in one way or the other. But sometimes we wait for outside forces to validate what we're doing before we start doing a lot of things. We don't need to do that. We don't need to wait for anybody to validate us, for us to be able to stand up. I remember when Yaradua was sick and the likes of Pastor Tunde Bakare, a lot, everybody followed them. I was part of that drill in Abuja then, but they listened. And everything turned around. I know that Nigeria, if we find a purpose for something, we will follow through at one point. Sometimes it takes a long time to wind us to bring us to par, but we always get there somehow.
Yeah, but I think sorry to cut short. I think the Black Lives.
On that note, I have a question. How long do you think it's going to take for the president to actually reply?
He's not going to respond.
No, I don't think so.
He's not going to respond. He's basically just going to tell us that he has spoken to the IGP. That is all. That is the best we're going to get from him. He's not going to say anything.
I mean, that's the kind of leader we have for now. So we just have to we just have to deal with that. But I mean, I'm happy that the IG took it upon himself to at least respond. I hope this is going to be permanent, not like the one they did in 2017. And, somebody came in, canceled it. The other one came in and brought them back again and gave them a new name. New name.
But they are redeploying them. They are not. That's what I'm saying.
2019.
See, if you listen to Sheun's argument said it's not about SARS. It's about the entire Nigerian police force.
Exactly.
SARS is part of the police force. So if it's just like you taking the little part of a decayed fruit and thinking the rest is not going to get, no, we have to overhaul. But the IG said they're going to form a partnership with the people. Let's hope so. Who are the people that are going to get involved in this partnership, which is very important. I mean, a lot has happened in the past few weeks. I listened to Pastor Adeboye talking about how they have relegated the Obas. In those days, they have a position. They can talk to the people. They are closer to the people, and they should be part of the government. But now, the government has put them in a place that they have no power on their own to do anything. They get salary from the government and all of that. So all of those people, the clergies, the religious leaders, they need to bring them up, because these are the people that the society sees and run to immediately. Is it that you run to the palace, or you run to the imam, or you run to your pastor? Some teachers, some politicians, everybody needs to get involved that sees themselves in the position of leadership, and they need to start having these debates about how we can reform. The police officers are members of our families, and all over, but they will come back, they have the same pain. Some of these things happening is that same poverty mentality and the environment. Somebody said go and look at their training school, you'll be sorry for them. When you have those kind of training, what do you want to produce? All the same people, all this, it's just going to be passing from one to another. They're fighting for survival. They're on the street, they're collecting money. How long ago did they receive their salary? How much are they collecting? Their kids are in those schools that their fees have gone up to. They're frustrated on the road.
Well, I understand the frustration, but I don't think it's an excuse, right? Because
it's not an excuse
for life, period. Whether you're getting paid 10 kobo or getting paid 100,000 naira, at the end of the day, it's a value for life. It's a personal value for life.
It's not an excuse, and Nigeria is not an isolated case.
Right. It's not. It's true.
If we in the United States are facing the same thing, then how much more that environment? We need to think about it. This is psychology. It's psychology. These people are suffering from. People in America are even okay. They're getting paid. They get a lot of stuff. They know that when they take them to court, they're gonna release them or something like that. They get away with a lot of stuff. But back home, we have the same people that the politicians we use that are not getting paid. It affects them. I'm not giving them an excuse to do whatever they are doing. But if we really want to overhaul these people, psychologically they need to be sound. Have you heard if a policeman dies today, the next minute his family is out of the barrack? And look at the way the barracks are. They're not even. You don't even want your kids to live in the barrack. You don't even want to go near there. It's just everything is just not good. We need total overhauling. And like we said, if we have true federalism in Nigeria, if the state can control its police, they would do better for them. They can take good care of them, because the number of police you have, they're important to you in the state, and you're responsible for them. You can take better care of them. Federal government just want to take they cannot be everywhere. And these police people are closer to the people. Their barracks are not good. Their salaries are not okay. They see a lot of them buy, even if the state government buys them a vehicle, they don't have money to buy gas in that vehicle. They can't chase nobody. They will park the vehicle somewhere and start selling the parts. Most of the time when you go to those vehicles that they park, they can move.
Even more proof that the police should be on the people's side.
Right.
Isn't that even more proof that the police should actually be on the people's side? Because they're not listening to the IG. They have no regard for the IG. Because if they did, moments after the IG statement, people were still being attacked.
Exactly.
So they have no regard for the IG. But they know they have no regard for the IG. Why are they not joining the fight with the people? Why are they not joining the fight with the people?
IG too is like a Nigerian politician now.
Of course.
So you speak with one mouth and you tell them something else behind.
Yeah. He's telling us A on TV and he's saying B behind the camera. So really,
if people go to sleep on this, they will be worse than now.
I'm telling you.
So because they have this mentality like, they will make noise. Let's give them 2 weeks. Let's give them 3 weeks. So if the Nigerian youths sleep on this, oh Lord,
over.
It's over.
because
It-
there's not going to be retaliation.
Yeah, exactly.
You brought
Oh.
shame to our country. Oh. Why did you go and you people do this? You know that kind of
100%.
cultural undercurrent of you're shaming our nation's police officers. You know that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there's retaliation, I feel like.
But what
And
I feel, yeah, sorry to cut you. What I
Go ahead.
feel is that if they come back and try what's happening, when the people start fighting back, people will really fight back, and it's gonna be bad. You understand? So I heard somebody sent something to me on WhatsApp yesterday, and this is a member of SARS. He said, "I have 30 rounds. I will finish 28 on you and finish myself with it. I mean 29 on you and finish myself with the last one."
Yeah, I saw that video also.
I saw that too.
Wow.
Yeah, I did see that too.
So look at the mentality. Look at
Yeah.
that's the way they're
I
brought
saw
up.
that video too.
So how do you change that in a space of few weeks and few months? No.
Yeah. Or you expect to change that mentality by deploying them to another unit. They're still going to go. They're still going to go back on the road.
See,
as rogue SARS officers or what?
Rogue Sally. Exactly. So
Right. To be honest.
yeah. So I don't think I'm seeing so many people say it's a win. I won't say it's a win in any way. It's a starting point. It is nowhere near a win in my own opinion.
Right.
It is nowhere near a win.
I have a friend that started this thing like 2 years ago, especially about DG, about this.
At all.
Yeah, about this brutality. People were quiet about it. DG's been fighting, and they formed they have an organization that police the police. So people have been doing a lot about these things, and sometimes police will stop you, collect your stuff. There was a guy that came to complain to them, then they stopped him. They took him to the ATM, collected 100,000 from him, and left him. So the guy was able to report, and they got some of those money back for him. So people have been doing stuff. These people are not afraid. They're just legalized criminals on the street.
That's what I'm saying. They're armed robbers. Most of them are armed robbers.
If you see the way they move in Mufti,
Yeah,
Right.
armed robberies roll now. It's not like the
you will be shocked when you see them. Are these thieves or are these police officers?
Right.
I mean, it's just sad.
Right.
It's
But
sad.
what level of training, like in what level of training is there really,
And
right?
also
Because my
for
thing is,
me,
I mean, what
Yeah.
level?
what level of
Yeah, no,
training
go
do you
ahead,
think is there? An overhaul of the entire? Okay, so now you're saying, okay, get rid of SARS, right? But now you're rolling people who are murderers basically into the rest of the
Yes.
force. So now
So-
you have to look at the entire force and say we need to retrain the entire force.
I think what the whole reform should entail now should be scrap everything. When we say scrap, in terms of okay, even if you're going to keep the SARS units, everybody you will kind of like re-educate everyone. They write a test so you know where to put them. Review their salary because trust me, so many Nigerian youths do not have a job. If the pay package is lucrative and you say, okay, fine, we want to have a detective unit, for example, we're paying you 100,000, 150,000, we're going to train you. Trust me, a lot of Nigerian youths will enroll to become officers.
You see, when I was living in Abuja, I met a couple of police officers, and I started thinking then, should I even join the police? Because these were distinguished gentlemen. The way they talk, their demeanor, the way they respect you. Sometimes you see them on the road and they, excuse me, sir, can I see your particulars? They look at a particular, then you can go. You'll be surprised, like, is this a police officer? Is this a Nigerian police officer? Why? Because those are educated. They take responsibility for everything they do. I know a lot of them like that in Abuja. So at the same time, most of those good ones don't get the positions to lead, other people. If you put them in, if you find somebody who is cerebral, who is morally upright, and put them in charge, you will see that that unit will change in no
Right.
time, because he will keep talking to them. They will respect him. He
Mhm.
will let them see reasons why they should not do what they are doing, why people are fighting against them, why they need to protect the people instead of fighting them. And he can also fight for them, with the government, like, hey, increase these people's salary, their welfare and all those stuff, especially their kids. Let their kids go to free school.
Right. Right.
You understand? They don't need to pay. All those kind of people, essential workers, let their kids go to free school. Give them free education. A lot health system in Nigeria. If they are sick, they are sick. You understand? So if you give them, even if their salary is not too much, and you are taking care of their kids and their health, you will realize that a lot of people will want to join them. Oh, what do you need in life? Just
Mhm.
Sounds very, very utopian, because in a
um,
way it sounds like the perfect thing, right? But
yeah,
the reality of the situation is that we have a corrupt government, period.
yeah,
Okay, the
yeah.
money and the funds that's supposed to be allocated to doing these things, they are not going to be
Yeah.
allocated.
Yeah.
Sad reality. If the head is rotten, the body will die. So the thing is, what responsibility now can our leaders take to say, you know what, this, I mean, obviously is a problem. Now is a problem for them because the entire world is watching. If the entire world wasn't watching, it wouldn't be a problem for them.
Mm.
And that's the thing, right? It sounds like the perfect plan. And I understand what you're saying, and I completely agree with you, but it's like corruption is so deep. It's so deep in our country. The funding that they're supposed to be allocated to police officers, where is that funding going?
Because you have, I'm sorry to say this, you have your rep members who are member of the police commission or whatever they call them. Because in House of Rep and the Senate,
Mhm.
you have committees from all the ministries, including police and all of that, and they have budgets. But before that money goes out, it must drop first at some place. And
Right.
that's why you can see a senator having 2 or 3 Rolls Royce, Maserati, 200 watches, a rep member that we knew where he came from, then we knew when he started. What kind of business is he doing? Even Dangote, a businessman, will not come and be showing off Maserati, and all that. You see, when people get money without working for it, that's what they do.
Hmm.
You understand? So, and those money that's supposed to go for training, that's supposed to go for ministries to perform their duties, are being shared somewhere.
Right.
And that's why we need there's no how. I don't know. Maybe there's any other solution if we don't go to true federalism. If each state does not run its own affairs, Nigeria is not going to move forward,
Hmm.
because a lot of these states have resources, but they can't tap into the resources,
Hmm.
and they wait for the federal government to give them allocation. By the time they pay salaries and run the government, they're out of money for that month.
Right.
They need to go borrow money if they really need to do any capital project.
Hmm.
You understand? So, and when you borrow money, your allocation reduces the next time it's coming.
Right. Right.
So a lot needs to be done, and I don't think it's a big deal. Restructuring, we need it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If Lagos State built its road and ends it in Ogun State will continue and ends it in Ondo State. Ondo State will continue. Edo State will carry. If I don't want me to help from Ondo State, yes, I'll build it and I'll put a toll there and I'll get my money. You understand? The states that have enough can go and invest in other states,
Right.
and we get. Imagine, I don't know where we want to start in this country. I really don't know, because if you're
Hmm.
talking about police, it's the result of the National Assembly. If you're talking about that, you come back to the state. If you come to that, you go to the local government. If you come to that, you go to the people. Then look at the election that happened yesterday in Ondo State. You understand what formed the basis of
It's
where
just
we
a
got to?
vicious cycle.
People just forget about yesterday. They will come to the street and you think, oh, 70% of the state is complaining about this person. So they're probably not going to get in the game. But that's a lie. Whoever has the highest money gets in the game. I mean, I don't know what criteria they use in voting, but a lot of people, a lot of the news that came from there were like they were buying votes, they were sharing money, and all of that. You know, and in the next 4 years, you'll be complaining. I'm so sorry for people that live abroad and have people back home because they make those decisions, those stupid decisions. They make it, and they burden you guys that are out of the country because they don't even know how hard we work to even make the money.
Right.
And these people, you see, that's why we can't keep quiet. The people, you don't think you're in the diaspora and you keep quiet because the burden is still going to come onto you.
It's true.
Mhm.
Go and find out.
It's true.
Well, let's do a research. How much goes back to Africa yearly?
Oh yeah, it's billions of dollars, I think.
Forget about the aids they're giving. The aids they're giving.
I think my first time.
I'm telling you, in America, was it 2018? I heard the Nigerian community made about was it 18 billion dollars.
Exactly. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, in 2018, and half of that money had gone back to Nigeria.
Mhm.
That's just Nigerian community, not to talk of the rest of African community. And why do we keep doing this? Because the people back home make stupid mistakes.
Right. But you know, another thing that I want to point out in that is looking at how if we think that we are responsible for our family back home, they should take that as an example, right? We feel like individually, we feel like we have a personal responsibility to our families back home. So now I think that everyone back home should understand a personal responsibility to themselves. Because
Mhm.
we don't need to be responsible for you, but we are. Simply because we feel like, okay, we have left the country, you know, our dollars are going to extend further. Cool, understandable. But now this mentality, it's like we need to channel this somehow back home. Because if we are personally responsible for you and you are not personally responsible for yourselves, then how does anything work?
I mean, I think it's the culture because
Right.
even if you try as much as possible to ignore or neglect people, your conscience will not let you.
No, you're right.
But I think another thing we can do is if a couple of us want to go back home, we should be able to support anybody that want to go back into government or anybody that wants to go do business. We should all be able to because I mean, one person can't do all of this stuff by himself or by themselves. So if we can put stuff together, you have professionals who want to go back home and do stuff, we can sponsor them because the fear is that how do I feed my family if anything fails?
Right.
If we can
Right.
put our resources together to help the the people going back to do something or the people back home who are doing great themselves, it will extend and help more people than just throwing money to this member of the family who's just I'm telling you, see, a lot of those people they even enjoy more than you. By the time the money gets home, they'll go and eat it. Say, when last did you eat it? Say, I beg, tell me now.
For the record, it was $22 billion in 2017 that went to Nigeria.
Imagine $22 billion that went to Nigeria,
from immigrants alone.
Yes. So talk about the rest of Africa. We're working hard. We're doing this. We all need to come together somehow.
And also, I think.
Go ahead, Biola. We can hear you.
One thing that's become even more glaring, and something that's become even more glaring due to these protests is how much of a systemic oppression there actually is. Because I know it's easy for us to say, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. I don't know how true it is, but there's actually a media gag in Nigeria right now, which is why a lot of the news houses are not reporting live protests are happening in their background. I mean, the protest started at Alausa. That's where, I think, to my recollection, that's where Channels is, that's where CBC is. And they were not reporting, but when it was the Black Lives Matter movement, they were reporting, but something is happening in your backyard. Apparently, they're not allowed to mention it, so it will be a 5 million naira fine. So like the media guide. There's also something I saw on Twitter. I don't know how true it is, but I saw the tweet yesterday, and it was someone saying that her dad, there's been some instructions from the government houses that certain civil servants of a certain level should come out and make a video and say that they're in support of her, only for a video to there you have so it makes you question so many things. Like it makes you question so many things, like so many things. So it's become more glaring how much of a systemic oppression there is back home, and even the youths that are going.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Dela.
There, a lot of them are even locked in the house, their parents, because that is the generation of fear. So it's crazy, man. It really is.
The thing is, I remember me and my friend, he's a lawyer, so we joke about this. He said there's freedom of speech, but I don't know about freedom after speech. So already they have a gag order, kind of, So, and they are business people. They are feeding their family and the people that works with them. Those guys are going to be locked down. And thank God for social media. Thank God for, because that's the only way we can express ourselves. The same thing those people go through that runs business but can't say anything against the government because the government also gives them business. It's the same way some politicians who really want to act cannot because they've submitted themselves to godfatherism. And you see, until Nigerians start to look at the likes of Sowore and and say, this guy has something, I want to test him, because he's a young person, I like his zeal, he's fighting the government. Let us even support him and see what he can do. Look at the elections that have been going on. Edo had his election, Ondo State have. Are we saying that we don't have better people than the ones that have been there running? Somebody said to be
allowed to run. That's the real issue.
There's nothing like allowing people to run. There's a level where you get to that you cannot buy votes. I tell you this experience about Governor Mimiko when he first ran. Few weeks to the time he left PDP because PDP was not going to give him tickets. Few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks to election, he moved into Labour Party. That was the first time we heard about Labour Party, where one other governor cannot, sponsor himself. He went to APC, but Mimiko went to Labour Party because he knew the people were ready for him.
Right.
At that point, Mimiko didn't have that money. But the people of the state were ready for a change, and people were bringing out money. People that you're supposed to be paying for election, they stood by their vote, and they were paying. They were buying water for people. They were making sure everybody, even in the local government, they were doing the things. So when they stole the election, if anytime Mimiko goes to court, you would think it's a day of election. The whole court environment will be filled up. That was the first time I felt democracy in the real sense in Nigeria. People will go to court with him every time. I remember the old market women went to INEC naked to protest. I'm telling you. So at that point, that was true democracy. But I don't know how from that moment we got to where we are today. Because if you get paid for something, then you don't expect a lot from, So if somebody pays you 1,000, that means you've collected 1,000 for the next 4 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a joke. My friend was telling me her sister is an HOD in one of the institutions in Ondo State. The only money she has gotten this year was 4,000 palliative. She hasn't collected a salary, a dime this year.
Wow.
The state school was 30,000. Now it's about 100 and something thousand. And you have civil servants who have not collected money and have about 2-3 kids in that school. and yet they will still go back and vote for the same person. Some they said, "Oh, God," they said you're running the state like you have it's you and your wife and your kid. He said, "On those states should be happy that they have 2 for 1." That yeah, I mean, you have 2 for 1 because the wife is cerebral and smart and intelligent and wants to help, so she's running. There's no office of the first lady anywhere.
No.
It's there's never been any office of the first lady. It's just a respect for the first lady, and if she wants to do stuff, she's still using the state resources to do whatever she's doing.
Of course.
So why would you be telling the people that they are lucky to have 2 for 1? We need to, as much as he's from the northern part of Ondo State that I'm from, I'm not going to say because he's my clan's person, I'm going to support. No, if you're my brother and you're doing wrong, I will caution you. I will tell you you're doing wrong, and you can earn my vote because you're hurting the entire state.
Right.
You understand? But people will say, because it's from our side, he has to do 2 years. Now that another 4 years is here, what is he going to do? Now that he knows that he doesn't need your vote anymore, then what's he going to do? What do we expect from him? So Nigerians, we have to, I don't know how we're going to change the mentality. I saw a skit this morning, which I think if more of those artists and celebrities can do that, it will probably keep helping people. It talked about some electorate begging for money from a politician, and the lady asked, I said, did you vote the last time? He said, yeah. He said, so how much did they give you? He said, 1,000. Hey, then why do I want to help you again? I don't need to help you. He said, yeah, it's like the next time we're coming, we have agreed to be paying you 150. You understand? So if we have more kids, if we have more skates like that, maybe it's going to start helping, because I don't know where we want to start from. The pressure is on everybody. It's on the kids. It's on us around around the world. It's some parents as well. So I think we can do better in that country. We can.
Okay, Diola, over to you.
I think it has actually started in terms of people doing better. If I just posted about the 5 things they want us to know about the solution of SARS, and initially a lot of people were congratulating, like, yes, we've done it, we've won. But number 2 and 3 for me is very, very scary.
Of course.
So it just shows that you're just reshuffling the bad eggs. And within the hour, they have responded online. 5 things or 5 things. I know those may be your demands, but this is our demand, and unless we are heard, we're not backing down. So I do believe that the more we see that positive change, the more we see celebrities and people of power standing up. And yeah, I joked earlier about celebrities and yayabrities, but honestly, celebrities that we understand the power that they hold. I mean, just this night, or this evening rather, in Nigeria, Davido was at the forefront of the protest. Right, he was there, and he was, even despite the fact that he was there, they were still opening fire, doing all kinds of things. But it would have been more brutal if he wasn't there. That I can assure. So I just feel like we just all need to stand up. The more we see that there's a positive change, I think you mentioned this on this show before about Nigerians and this follow mentality. Once we see that something is working, even those the older generation that believe that we should just be respectful, we should not keep locks, we don't want to be harassed, we shouldn't have tattoos, we shouldn't have piercings. Once they see that yes, actually we're making a change, we're making a stand, and our demands are being heard, and this is the power in unity, the power in numbers. The ones that are shielding their children will eventually be the ones sending them out that, oh yeah, what are you doing at home? You must go out. Now that you tackled SARS, now we want you to tackle this. We want our pensions paid. So everything, I do believe that will be.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the people that say some other people
I think
dress.
there was a comment that she missed what I said regarding the media being gagged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about the independent body that the Nigerian youth are asking for?
Yeah,
Are
that
they
that
going to be used on that body? That's one.
Oh yes, you see, like I
Yeah.
said, like I said, it has to consist of the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, the youth representatives, and other leadership. If all those people are involved in it, people who are directly, you know, close to the people, who have access to the people, if they are directly involved in this independent body, kind of, and they don't get carried away by whatever funding, I think we will move forward, a bit.
I think you need to add in the
Mm.
professionals, like real
Yeah.
professional psychologists, right? Because it would be more of the same to have just like a group of leaders who already have that sort of mentality that we're trying to get rid of, right? Because if you bring all the leaders, maybe the Oba of this and the Emir of this and the whatnot, it's the kind of the same mentality because they may be in it for themselves. So I think what needs to really happen is look at the people who are actually change makers and policy makers on the local scale, and have those conversations with the youth in Nigeria, and also the professionals, the psychology professionals, the people who really understand. I know there was a lady that I met when I was in Abuja. She had gone to the United States to get her training in the army. She used to be like an army sergeant. So she came back to Nigeria and she started her own security firm. Those types of people are people who understand what it means to have like some sort of psychology based training for these officers. So I don't think we should just look to our leaders because they are leaders. I think we should look to people who actually have the skills and the qualifications that allow these people to have a real change mindset, because we respect our leaders a lot, and I'm not taking away from that. But what will our leaders actually do for us? Our leaders, do they possess the skills that are needed to create this body, to be able to say, no, we're not going to take no bribe from this. We're not going to take anything other than what we have demanded. Those are the types of people we need. And it
So
may be on the leadership level. It may be on the very, 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 very local level. That's what
yeah,
I'm
sorry, Omolara Oyekunle said some of these people
Sorry to say, we
mentioned
have people in
are,
power, are not leaders.
yeah,
I
they are
don't
already
know.
sold out to the government, especially the traditional rulers. Do you know the reason why the traditional rulers are sold out to the government? Because their powers have been taken away from them, and before they can eat right now, is either they go get contracts at the state. The local government chairman pays them. If he doesn't like the Oba, if he doesn't pay him, the Oba does not collect salary. It's just like a civil servant, which is
Right.
not supposed to be. We need to restore that power back to them. They need to have, because look at it this way, they used to be close to the people. Even though they're corrupt, a lot, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not all of them are corrupt. Some of them still stand, but they're corrupt. In one way or the other, because they're leaning to the government, or they need to feed their own families too. But the thing is, are they still close to the people? Yes. Do we still need them? We need them, because you see, the society, you can't say, oh, because this person is. But the thing is that the professionals will do their work, but who carries the message back to the community? These are the others. If you say the local government chairman has, assuming he has about 18 communities in the local government to run, how many of them is he going to reach out to? How many of them does he live? Does he live with? The others in their own community, they live with their own people. They eat there. They do whatever they do in that community. They can easily reach out. So when you do something straight, when the professionals runs that organization, then the leaders that are chosen to will come in and just convey their message. They don't have hands in how they run the organization.
right.
They just need to be able to convey message back. And
Right.
before you know it, that will start changing people's mentality. Because they themselves will learn from whatever they're teaching these people. Because like I said, it's not, Nigerians are good people.
No,
We want
Nigeria.
we want to do right. We
Right.
want to, we want to do good, but a lot of circumstances, just like somebody you voted for yesterday who was drinking Gary at your house some months back, And now he drives a G-Wagon and just splash water on you, and you greeting, he doesn't even want to say hello.
Right.
You wake up tomorrow and like, it could have been me. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody, that affluence, wherever you get it from, they don't care. The
Right.
fact that somebody can sit in your living room and say,
Mhm.
"Oh, I was with so person yesterday,"
Right.
they will take picture with you. That's enough for somebody because I have access to this person. The way leaders flaunt rules, people like it. Oh, police can catch that guy because he's a senator. You know,
Right.
those are the things that we see. Oh, that guy is rich. You know, if he reports himself, police can't catch him. They will just come, they will eat and go.
But that's the problem that we are trying to deal with right now. So at the end of the
Exactly.
day, that's the core of the problem. Everybody should be held accountable, you know. So
Exactly.
and I understand what you're saying, but there needs to be a shift in the value system. Not
Mhm.
that they do not respect our leaders.
Yes.
But at the same time, these are the same leaders that somebody can pay off to go and give their people the wrong message. You know, so it comes from the people again. Like there needs to be a shift in our value system, our personal value system. Why are we holding these people at a high standard when they are the one eating the money that's meant for us?
That's where we come in, and that's where the celebrities come in. See,
Okay.
The celebrities have told you that to vote for Big Brother Nigeria, you did not wait for them.
that's the thing.
So they say don't wait for them to take action first.
Right.
No, the
Right.
people need to take action, but we need these people. I mean, I totally agree with what Sheon said. He said if Nigerians are ready to fight, that he will use his brand to fight with them. But he doesn't want to go on the street and people will come in and you go back to the politicians that give you a position in their, their government, or they pay you.
Right.
And and that's not good. That's not right for people who wants to do, they want to be upright. So, but we cannot do anything in isolation in Nigeria. We just have to come together. You see those bad eggs, some of them can be touched. Some of them, when you send them message, you follow through with them, they will perform. I've seen it happen. See, sometimes when people come to you, in my little experience, you know that this person is not right, but he's coming to you. Send him the message. You see, you send sometimes you send a thief to do something for you, so he can't steal. You understand? He can't have that in his possession and steal it. He's the one that wanted to sit still, but he can't have it in his possession and steal. So give him responsibility and see if he's not going to perform. You understand? So sometimes we just don't forget about them and just push them aside. Right. Some of them are very important, and that they're influential in the society. So use them with their influence to make a change. So by the time they're standing and saying something, they can go behind and start acting different ways. People will start pointing fingers at them. They don't like that. So give them that responsibility. Let them do it. Then tomorrow when they turn around, we say, well, God, you were the one that was leading us yesterday now. So why are you doing this today? We can challenge them. We can correct them. We can make them do the right thing. Nigeria, we can sometimes, the good people don't have the zeal because they are tired.
Some of them are tired, exactly. Some are tired. I mean, how much good will you do when everything is not going to work? Is not going to work.
I wonder how
Nigeria, somebody has said is not going to work.
I mean, I wonder how Shore's wife will feel.
Right.
And his kids. They're all here. They're comfortable. But they need their father. But their father can't even leave Abuja. But the guy is still stubborn. He's still saying whatever he wants to do, he will still do it. He's not backing down. We need a lot of people like that.
Right.
That's one of the few people that I've seen have been in this struggle forever. Since he was in the university, he's been in this struggle. This is not the first time they're carrying him. They've been carrying ever since. I remember. Remember that when it was Falano and Soyinka that got him out of prison when he was in college. So exactly. But look at it. The older generation are still supporting him. What happened to his own generation? You can collect money from politicians and vote for your conscience.
True. I don't know why they don't do that. True.
That is very true.
bring the money to the polling booth. If you don't give us the money, we will beat you, Seth. But we're not voting for you because it's our money. Shebi is national cake.
Exactly.
It's our money. It's national cake. Let us. We will chop this money.
Nigeria don't have this sense. So
I'm telling you, and it's easy because the way they do it is
easy sense, very easy sense. So collect and not vote for the person.
God bless you. The way they do it now, because people vote and they don't vote for those people, and they still collect money. So now they said when you're doing your stuff, you try to turn the paper so that somebody else will take the picture. Don't worry, Shebi, you that is going to give me the money, you are on that ground, Abi. You are close to me. Don't worry. We will vote whoever we want to vote and forcefully collect that money from you because it's not your money.
Exactly.
Yes, we will share the money among everybody. Everybody that came out to vote, I don't care which party, we will share the money now.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
They're gonna say we get sense today. Honestly, it makes sense because my thing is if there's a community, if there's a collective around this thing, that's how accountability starts, to be honest.
Yes.
And it will spread like wildfire. It will, because if we can keep the same momentum that's going on now and have all these kind of innovative ideas surrounding it, we have to beat ourselves at our own game. We have to beat ourselves at our own game. We know how we think. We know how people are going to respond. So what's the point of trying all of these westernized ways of doing things? Let's do it our own way.
Yeah, exactly. Omolara said tired and afraid. There are people who are making money from the things going wrong. Yes, people are making money from the things going wrong. We know a lot of them like that. Oh, you sell generator, you sell diesel, you sell this, and you don't want electricity because they are stupid. You see, the one selling generator and selling diesel, how much generator do you want to sell? You know that not too many Nigerians can afford that generator. But if you put that money back into electricity, if you are the people that are supposed to be fighting for privatization of electricity. So when you put it to work, I tell you, go to the villages, they will pay for electricity in Nigeria.
They will.
People, we just want to wake up and see electricity. We just want to have light. We just, people will pay for it. Rather than I'm going back to buy diesel, I'm going to do this. Why don't we export all of those and have electricity and have, imagine we're talking about rail. Do you know the kind of rail? Do you know that kind of rail that we have in Nigeria? They stopped using it like maybe 30 years ago somewhere. Right. And because we don't have electricity, we can't even have speed, rail in Nigeria. Look at what China has. Look at what Russia have in.
Look at Ethiopia. What's happening in Ethiopia?
So it's I don't know what kind of mentality you say. Because you run things in Nigeria, you want to bring in generator, you want to stop electricity. The electricity will help a lot of businesses. I remember in Abuja then, if I get to work, my office was on my timer. If I get to work by 6:37 in the morning, electricity is gone. By the time I'm leaving in the evening, that's when they bring it back. So throughout the day, I'm running generator, and it was eating so much into my profit, So, but if there's electricity, I'm going to pay for it, and it's not going to wear me out like running generator. Everybody is just making noise, and we have pollution everywhere. We need to have a change of mentality.
Right.
Okay, so Nkem had a question. She said, I wonder if they have a way of knowing how people voted after they collected money. So this is what they do, and I believe Constance can correct me. You put your thumb on the party they want you to vote for, and once you put in that in the ballot, then they will give you the money. And that is why Constance was saying, you vote for who is the right person you should vote for and beat them to collect that money from their hand, because the money doesn't belong to them.
The money does not belong. So before people can go and vote and say, "Oh, I voted for you," they will give them money. But now they want evidence. So somebody, I was watching one of the videos last week, and a lady they were talking to the women leader there, and one of the women said, "Don't worry, I will climb the tree. because there's a particular place. He said, I will climb the tree. Nobody will know that I'm on the tree. I'll be taking their pictures and sending to you. It's not a problem.
Wow.
It's not a problem.
Not below 7.
It's not a problem. Shebi, the person giving us the money is just sitting right there. And he has a house. And we know this person.
Right.
Don't worry. We will vote for whoever we want to vote for. We will surround whoever has the money and collect that money.
And collect the money. Exactly.
We will even give him or her his own shares. So if we are 20 here and you have 5 million, we will divide it equally for everybody that voted. You take your own share. We are not here to fight you. It's our national cake and we all need to eat out of it.
Exactly.
You know, by the time people have that mentality and we can follow leaders that are ready to fight for us, you see that things will change. I know people that have gone to the National Assembly and they're tired. They don't even want to go there anymore. They left and they started doing their own business because their conscience will not let them stay.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so as we round up, Diola, do you want to close with the last question? And we'll use that as our closing remarks.
Yeah, I really love this question. When you took it off, I really hope you bring it back. Really, what should actions be for you?
Sorry, we didn't hear you. We didn't hear you.
As my closing,
Nadiola, we didn't hear you.
I think she's having internet issues.
My internet is really sabotaging me, but don't give up, keep fighting, don't back down now. If it is retweeting the hashtag, you can tweet from morning to night. Stay there and retweet it. If it's just to tweet hashtag NSAS every 1 hour, do it. And for those of you who are in positions of power, who have uncles, aunties, moms, dads, please, Esoros, okay, speak up, speak to your people. Like a win for one of us is a win for all, and a win for all is a win for each and every one of us. That's all for my internet.
And so, your final thoughts on the question?
Yeah, I totally agree with Diola. I think that the media gives a lot more attention, at least from the youth abroad. What I would say to them is continue to stand in solidarity, keep sharing, keep reposting, keep educating people. The media attention that is given to the US is much bigger than the media attention that's given to Nigeria, hands down. So the reason that this is being picked up, at least on a large scale in the US, is because US accounts are reposting and resharing these things. And then also I want us as youth to commit to the long haul. This is not a come today, gone tomorrow fight, let me go home and sleep. No, you see what's happening with the Black Lives Matter movement. It's still happening. We are in October. Okay, so this is not a short type of situation. So just commit to the long haul, and and just keep that momentum going, keep that message clear, and hopefully we'll come out for the best.
Thank you, Constance.
Well, I would say, like Sosa and Adiola have said, we have to keep going. This is just the beginning. We have not even gotten. This is just a scratch, because these people that we're dealing with, they are smart. They know how to prey on the people. They know, so if you make noise for 2 days, 2 weeks, everything is going to be done. For some of the celebrities, they will threaten them. They will call them to Abuja and give them money and shut them up. So we need to make them accountable as well. We also need to make whichever of the leaders that have been talking, we have to make them accountable. Now is the time to call your rep members, your senator, your House of Rep members, the state legislators. Let's be able to. This is the time you need to talk to them. Like, hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to be representing us. What are you doing? We need you to speak. Go and interview them. Some of them don't want to come on air or any of the social media. Go and interview them. Ask them about their opinion about what's happening and if they're going to support it. So we need to get everybody responsible for what's happening right now, and we need to take care of ourselves. We are all Nigerians. I mean, no matter where we are right now, we are originally Nigerians.
Yeah, I must. You guys have actually hit the nail on the head. But I think from the videos I've seen, this was not a case of we'll just start and it won't lead anywhere. I must really commend the the youths, everyone retweeting. In my life, I don't think I've ever retweeted this much, even for myself. And I was retweeting anything that had NSAS. And I saw videos of, I think, youths in Abuja taking the knee and they were spraying them with water, like as if they were a house that was burning. And they were spraying them and they did not disperse. They were dead, taking the knee, like we're not going anywhere. If the house is burning, it takes forever for whoever is handling to put it off the fire, but you guys have water to chase us. So I think, like I said, it's not a win yet. This is just the first step, and we need to see to the finish line. We don't need audio promises of we've dissolved SARS, because 2017 they did that, like Constance said. 2018, 2019, even in 2020, earlier in the year, they did that and nothing happened. So we need to see this to the finish line. Once we get that win, then we can now start gearing up like, okay, it's a battle towards 2023. Right. This is not the only thing we're going to battle for. We have to do it continuously, even down to the time for election. Like, okay, fine. And like someone said, it was funny. Let's start taking notes of all those politicians that did not join us in solidarity. 2023, when they come and say, and like they all say, yeah, British. When they now come in 2023 and say, hey, we need you to vote one thing, we would ask them, where were you when they were throwing us tear gases, when we were retweeting, when they were pouring water on us? You were nowhere to be found. So we do not want you.
True. I hope they won't pay back again and buy the votes all over again.
No, I think if we see this through, trust me, 2023 will be a whole lot of drama.
Right.
If we can see this through, it will be a whole lot of drama. 2020 election 2023.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I know Shoops want to be here, but he has an engagement that he needs to run for. So I think he's been buzzing us off offline. Yeah.
Okay, so Diola, do you want to close us out?
That's really it from me. I had a private message from my aunt, and she wasn't able to post a comment online, but it says, Philosopher Joseph, the mistress says, every nation gets the government it deserves. Former US President Thomas Jefferson said something similar. The government should elect the government you deserve. And I really hope we hold on to the into 20 and
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. Diola is having a little bit of network issues, so we just close. Esosa, friend to the house, always coming through for us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Constance, also thank you very much for joining us. Diola,
thank you.
As much as your internet was not giving you the best, thank you for pulling it through, and we will see everyone next week.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Have a good